And we are live. Welcome, everybody, to Blue Collar Game Day. It is Sunday morning. The NFL season is fully upon us. We have the great Shaquilla Sunrise is joining us once again. And she's now an NFL fan after 1 week.
Yeah, I figured out what defense means. Progress. Compared to last week. I know what defense and offense mean.
Hey, he made it. And yes, we have a Canadian, too. We're all over the place.
Hello. Canada in the house.
Canada, Texas, Boston.
Yep, we're all over the fucking place. So why don't you tell everyone, Sheila, how your first week as an NFL fan was?
My first week, I literally Googled football for dummies. And it started to make sense. And I looked up this little rudimentary drawing because I didn't understand defense versus offense. And there was
I saw this.
And there was this drawing of they are defending their goal touchdown thingy. And
yeah, you got like a snapshot of a playbook.
Yeah, essentially. And then Steve threw a whirlwind and was like, they don't always line up like that. And I was like, why?
Well, yeah, all it was, Andrew, was an I formation with two wide receivers.
And she was super confused. It would be confusing.
No,
yeah, there is a lot more formations than that.
It was
an I formation, the most simple.
Yeah, that's
the old I formation.
Oh yeah, the old basic I formation.
You
gotta love it.
To me.
You can run powers, counters. Could run some play action. I love a good old I formation.
I formation is the best way to go.
Hey, as long as you can do it.
When I'm literally playing Madden, I formation the whole time.
Dude, we had this freshman football coach. We sucked. This dude back in the day, he just had us running it was like the counter or something, 27 count or something like that. He goes, let's play. This is gonna be our bread and butter. This works all the time in Madden. And he was dead serious, and we're all sitting there like, Jesus, you did not just say this works all the time in Madden. Next you're gonna tell me that you want to run QB draws because you play as the Falcons, and it works all the time.
Yes, we're screwed.
Because you got my thing. Yeah, we're gonna suck. Turns out we sucked.
It's actually making me curious because my high school team was not good, and I never knew why. I just knew that we didn't win games, and now I kind of want to go back and re-watch them if I could. Of course, if I could just go relive high school for a minute and just figure out exactly why we sucked.
We had a lot of talent. We just had some awful coaches. We had this one guy. Not to get completely off topic, but this will blow your mind, Andrew. He was 6'2", about 190, 200 in high school.
Yeah.
He was running a 4.56 40. They played him at offensive tackle.
Wait, what?
Makes no sense to me.
That doesn't add up.
Nope. Outside linebacker. Looks like Mike. Cool. Perfect. Good spot. Offensive tackle. I'm like, what? Tight end? Maybe
a rush. Right? Maybe a rush edge. I don't know.
Can we try to put the ball in his hands? We don't seem to be able to do anything. I don't know. I could go on about those fucking idiots.
I got it. DE. That's where you're gonna play, kid. DE.
Wait, what did he play again?
He played offensive tackle.
But if he's tall and skinny, shouldn't he be a runner?
Yeah, I
don't know the titles.
He was tall. You're not wrong. He was a strong kid. He was tall, jacked, fast as fuck.
Yeah, that's why I'm imagining, shouldn't he be one to not tackle people?
We had a small ass team, so a lot of people had to play both ways. That's why he played on defense too. But if you're gonna play him on offense, you probably shouldn't have him on the offensive line. You should probably try to put the ball in his hands. I don't know.
I vaguely
accurate statement.
Yeah, who am I? Who am I? Just hindsight. They all knew more than me. They got it from Madden. What do we know?
We're just blimps on the scale, Steve.
Yeah. But, yeah, it is. So, dude, it was a good fucking first week of football, though, man. I was surprised at a few of these games. Specifically, I mean, Monday night, the Raiders and Ravens, a way better game than I thought it was going to be. Which I don't know if, like, the Ravens are just, like, playing down the Raiders level or if the Raiders are way better this year. Well, we'll find out. Washington and the Giants was a fucking great game on Thursday night. It was another weird game, but that was a fantastic. I like this kid, Taylor Heineke, dude. That kid was making some good throws. He was going through his reads. I like this kid.
I said it at the playoffs last year when he had the impossible task of having to face Tom Brady in his very first playoff game. First career game, nonetheless.
First career game, it's a playoff game against the greatest playoff performer ever.
And he did really well, all things considered. I mean, Washington was pretty much in that game until the third quarter. I mean, he kept the minute, and he did the same thing last week or this week too. I mean, realistically, you don't expect a guy like Taylor Heineke, who's Ryan Fitzpatrick's backup, to do a whole lot. But, I mean, hey, the kid made another $160,000 on top of his win for playing more than 60% of his snaps. So, hell yeah for the payday. And they got the win. I mean, the Giants, though, just keep finding ways to pull off giant shit every single week.
Oh, man, you know, I like Joe Judge because Joe Judge was a great special teams coordinator here for the Patriots, and that is such an underrated aspect of the game itself. But I mean, dude, he sits over there and like he's kind of look like a fucking clown because all he talks about is it's fucking discipline. We fucking discipline. I'm fucking disciplined. You're losing the game because of fucking penalty. How are you going off sides? The fuck, I mean, like, to literally lost himself the game.
I mean, to be fair though, I don't think it comes down to just that 5-yard call. I mean, obviously that makes a huge difference because he gets to retry the field goal. But that game shouldn't even have been in that situation. Darius Slayton dropped the easiest wide open touchdown catch of all time, and not one person is bringing up that stat because if that gets caught, game over. Washington,
dude, and you know what? Yo, I'm not. I'm not a big fan of Daniel Jones, but
right.
You know, I actually saw media try to say, was it actually just not that great a throw? Dude, you know what? The ball wasn't exactly dropped. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't the most perfect throw I've ever fucking seen. It was there. You had to extend your arms, and the ball hit you in the hands.
It's a 90%.
You're an NFL fucking wide receiver, dude. That's a catch. You had no one near you. All you had to do was extend your arms a little bit. Sorry.
Well, it's weird because Slayton last year, because I mean, obviously Sterling Shepard has obviously become the 1A guy again, but last year Sterling Shepard wasn't that guy. Slayton was that guy, and it's weird to see him have that kind of like drop because I mean, so like last year the Giants' offense really evolved around him. And it's crazy to see him drop a wide open ball like that. And like I said, I don't think it comes down to it's a bad call to take. And that's again what you're saying, discipline. Obviously, you give him 5 more yards, especially after a miss. To be honest, when that miss happened, I stopped watching because I was like, oh well, game over. And then I turned back on. I was like, oh, there's a flag. I was like, wait, what? And then yeah, I mean, discipline, like you said, with Judge is a big thing. But I mean, realistically, the Giants week in and week out since probably 2017 have found ways to lose games. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's starting to get pretty funny at this point.
It is.
And then,
it really honestly is.
Dude, I gotta say, like, I have to give a little bit of props here to Nate Solder because this motherfucker fleeced the Giants for the bag.
For the bag.
Dude, this dude became one of the highest paid offensive linemen ever, and he has... Dude, I can't even call him a shell of the player he was in New England.
Oh, he was great in New England.
He was fantastic in New England. There's a reason
he was a Pro Bowler.
He was Nate Solder. I love Nate Solder in New England. I thought that was a bad loss. I'm like, how are they going to Jesus, I'm like, they should have paid him. How are you going to replace him? I do that all the time with the Patriots. I'm like, I'm like,
I would love to have a conversation with Joe Judge on just one topic, and if I could sit down with him just to pick his brain on it. Why is it when Saquon Barkley goes for 48 yards on one carry, you do not go back to him and then kind of avoid it? I know that they're all worried about this ACL thing. He looks fine. He's fine.
Yeah, I get you. I get you got to work him in a little bit, but like,
holy hell, Batman!
You also need to like the point of having a guy like Saquon Barkley is so that Daniel Jones doesn't need to carry as much of a load as he did there. Like Daniel Jones played good in that game. Daniel Jones cannot do that for you every night.
But
not bad.
That's what I mean. Like,
dude, what did he have? 260 yards passing and 100 yards rushing. Like.
Well, yeah, he had
95 rushing. Yeah, 95 yards rushing. He must have had like I think he had 250, 260.
220 or 230 or something, whatever.
But like, yeah, he's not going to give you that every night.
But again, at the end of the day, like the reason why you draft Saquon Barkley, yeah, the injury is scary. I get it, but he's had a full year and some to rehab it. He looked perfectly fine every single carry he got, and then they're like, "Oh, load management." Well, guess what? The Giants, you're now 0-2. In a division that is going to be, I don't know. Look at as compared to last year, this division looks a little bit more promising. So I'm like, I think you guys got to worry about the whole situation of getting Saquon on the field as much as you possibly can. He needs to be your every down back like he was. Week 3, you can't baby this anymore. You can't afford to.
No, you don't want to. You can't start a season 0-3.
No. Not in the NFC least.
So who looked bad to you last week? Who was a team that you thought was going to play a lot better week 1 than they did?
Sheila, what do you think?
Yeah, let's go with Sheila.
Well, I only watched 2 games, and I fell asleep at the end of both of them.
And missed crazy endings.
I did both times actually. The Ravens and the Raiders. I fell asleep.
Yeah, on Monday. Yeah, like, you texted me in the morning. You were like, how did the Raiders win that? I'm like,
yeah, and it turns out it was.
I was still just waking up. I'm like, wait, how did they win that? That was weird.
I was thoroughly I fell asleep, full on thinking they had it in the bag, and then I woke up and I was like, wait, what? I mean, it's not like it had anything super important to do with like my fantasy team or anything like that. I won, but I don't know. I guess that one. Just because I fell asleep thinking the Ravens were going to win it, and then all of a sudden they did not in overtime.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll be honest. The Ravens, I know he's been very good in the league. It's in a short time. I know it's only been a short time in the league. Lamar Jackson has blown a few games like this with fourth quarter fumbles and shit. And dude, it's just, I don't know. Like, I get it's gonna happen. Fumbles happen. Damian Harris fumbled at the end of I don't hate Damian Harris because he fumbled at the end of the game last week, but like, shit can't happen, dude. That's like, you can't fucking, hand your team back the game like that.
And I would agree I agree with you fully. I mean, the thing with Lamar now is that all of these injuries and having, a non-solidified running back and him having to be, as we all know, the guy who runs the ball a shit ton. I mean, realistically, I think he's putting a lot of pressure, and it looked like he put a lot of pressure on himself in game 1 to make sure that he was doing not only a quarterback's job, but a running back's job because, let's face it, Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins, Hill, I mean, they've lost everybody. And so I feel like he was just like, all right, well, fuck it. I guess the whole game's on me offensively. What I don't understand, though, is the process of play calling from Harbaugh in the last 2 minutes. You look at, you get to the end zone, and Willie Snead hasn't been part of your offense the entire game. He's played 4 snaps the entire fucking game. And the first person you're going to let the ball buck to is Willie Snead? What? You have Mark Andrews, who's probably one of the best go get it up and go tight ends in the end zone, especially. And then you've got guys like Hollywood Brown, who had a beast game, and you just completely avoid him. And in that pass, that's where I could tell that Lamar still hasn't adjusted to being an NFL thrower. Is the only reason why is that had so much fucking heat coming out of that ball or out of his hands and on a 10-yard line. I was like, man, if you less juice that, Snead probably does make the catch.
Yeah.
But you
peppered
that ball.
And that's one of the things he's got to take. Lamar has to take that next step now as a passer. And that's what I was actually explaining it to Shale the other night. So I don't like that type of offense. And I don't like that type of quarterback because they doesn't always last. Because they don't always seem to take that next step as a passer, which you have to do because you can't. The speed of the game catches up to you. They start catching on to your tells and what you're doing when they know when they can. They all have a tell, and when they're handing it off and they're not and they're keeping it. They all have a tell.
You're telling me, right? The way that they play the game is, I think, didn't I describe it as like messy? That's it today.
Oh, it was messy.
Yeah, and that was a messy game.
Right.
I mean,
I'm going to pretend like I'm handing the ball, but then I'm going to keep it and I'm going to run it, and then I'm going to get tackled before the line of scrimmage.
It can work beautifully. It can work beautifully, and I think it works beautifully when you first install it.
I mean, that's
and
like
then they get film on you.
Yeah, it's like the
49ers with Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, exactly. When they went to the Super Bowl, they pulled it off perfect. Like, it was to perfection. They were like, hey, we got a quarterback who doesn't have the greatest arm, but goddamn can he move. So let's build an offense around that. And they specifically designed it for that. And the years that the Niners were very successful, it was, check down passes, 20 to 30 yards, maybe tops if he had to let it go. And he would run for, 110, 115 because, again, there was one of those teams that didn't have running backs back then.
I still remember that specific game against the Packers, I believe it was. And he faked out the fucking cameraman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember that.
They were following and all of a sudden they came back, and he's running down the other side of the field. Because, I mean, again, back then, people weren't used to that offense in the NFL.
No. Everybody was passing.
Yep, but then it's like they catch up to you on the film. Like I said, everyone's got to tell. I
would honestly say my disappointment for the week comes to the strength of the Minnesota Vikings. And I'm not taking shots. Obviously, we got the buttholes who are huge Vikings guys. I just think it came to the conclusion last week that this team is so good on paper that I look at it, and a team like the Bengals who have holes defensively, they should have been attacked. I mean, they should have ran away with that game. And the fact that the Bengals came back and won that game, and I was just like, good for Joe Burrow. They look great. Jamar Chase looks good. Higgins, Boyd. But, I mean, you look at the Vikings, and you're like, you have Dalvin Cook, who's arguably the second best running back in the NFL. Then you have Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Kirk Cousins. I'm like, the list offensively is unbelievable for them, and they should have won. So I would say that was probably my biggest disappointment for last week. Yeah, and I agree. I agree that the Vikings should have looked a little better, especially more so defensively for me, just because, I don't want to take anything away from Joey Burrow, but that offensive line is shit. That's a flaming pile of garbage on the offensive line there. And the Vikings defense is supposed to be a lot better than that. And they should have been able to pick that thing apart, that offensive line. For me, Tennessee Titans, dude. Yeah. They looked bad. I know Arizona looked fucking phenomenal, but like they looked really bad. There was a 3rd and 1 they couldn't get with Derrick Henry within the 10-yard line. And I'm like, dude, if you can't line up and get the fucking 1 yard with Derrick Henry right now, then you have lost your identity. Then what are the Titans? Then what are the Titans then? Like that's been your identity for the past few years. And I think if you ain't doing that, you're fucked. I think with the wide receiver names that they have now, I think they really tried to push the ball through the air a little bit more than I think Tannehill is accustomed to. Again, they couldn't get anything going on the ground. And like you said, that whole, I don't care who you are. If you think, even if you picked up Julio Jones or A.J. Brown, it doesn't fucking matter because the whole offense runs through one guy, Derrick Henry. So if you're not running the ball and you're unsuccessful at it, there's a large chance that your entire offense is going to be mightily unsuccessful. So if I'm the Titans this week, I picked them to win. Or actually, who are they playing? I think I picked them to lose, to be honest. The Seahawks. Yeah, they're in trouble.
We'll be going on. Yeah, they're losing that game.
So I mean, realistically,
I picked them to win. Oh wait, no, I didn't.
No, because I realized who they're playing now. And Dangerous in week 2 never loses. But I'm just saying, realistically, what they need to do, Julio Jones, amazing talent, great wide receiver. There was no chemistry between him and Tannehill. It was awful. A.J. Brown is a beast. Please get that boy the ball. I don't know. I think Tennessee, I think I agree with you, is a fucking train wreck right now. I don't know if it's just lack of preparation, lack of camp, lack of whatever it is. They're just not good.
Yeah, it didn't look good. All right, so let's get into some of the games that we got going on this week. Obviously, we all gave our picks on ITL. I know everyone watched that, but we're going to do it again because it's Sunday, and everyone has short-term memory loss.
It's true.
That's just the internet. You forget everything after 24 hours.
That includes me.
Yeah. I don't mean that as any offense to anyone. It's just facts.
Nope. 3 for 3, though.
I have a really good memory, and I remember everything.
Oh, God.
That
3
sucks.
for 3, though. 3 for 3 on my fight picks this week, so.
Ooh, yeah. See, this is the guy right there for the fight picks.
Spicy takes.
So we got the Patriots, the Jets today. Patriots are favored by 6. Yeah, while we're at this, use all these picks. You might as well go on BetUS Sportsbook. Use code CALLYOUSHOT. Our guy got Josh Elliott, got you the hookup. Get 125% match on your first deposit, which doesn't really even make sense to me, but they're doing it.
It does not at all.
They are doing it, though.
It's your first
they're doing it.
Like you'll come back and.
I mean, you could make so much money off 125% that you just might be okay that you never have to use that code again. But
like I'm never
use
gonna
it.
come back.
Use it. Always come back.
Yeah. Come back for more. Why not? That's why we're here. We're degenerates.
It's an accurate statement. I did make a bet before we started this.
See, I was going to text you to make a bet for me after the show because it's still not legal here.
All right.
Yeah. So we got the Patriots and the Jets. Patriots are favored by 6 here. Should I start?
Well, we know where you're rolling, so I'm just going to jump on to what you're going to say. But yes, they cover the spread and they win.
Yeah, I think the Jets suck. Zach Wilson looked all right at the end of that game last week.
Like I said, man,
like
what I said on ITL, he's a gunslinger. Let him roam. Let him have fun in that offense. I think Denzel Mims being back this week will be big for him. Has that quick slot receiver, which I think he was lacking last week. I couldn't help but to notice, and maybe this is just me, but I was like, damn, if Zach Wilson had Jamison Crowder, Denzel Mims, and Corey Davis this year, I think that Jets offense would be a ton of fun. Just because Zach Wilson's a throw and go get it, and all three of those guys are quick enough to go get it. So I wish Crowder was part of that offense. But, I mean, realistically, I think the Patriots, after watching that performance last week against Tua and the Dolphins, I give Mac Jones a ton of props. I think this kid's the real deal. I think he's going to do well this game. This will be the Mac Jones, hey, welcome to New England party.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I didn't want to say it first because obviously, there's reasons everyone's going to think I'm a little biased for the Patriots. But so Mac Jones, I mean, he played great last week, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's a good defense in Miami.
Yep.
Very good secondary. Very, very good defensive coach. He went 29 of 39, 280 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions.
Yeah.
He played a great game. He was all the reports out of New England say he was pissed off all week.
That sounds like Tom Brady, wasn't it?
Yeah, he said, I need to play better, and he's no blame. I know it's the fucking cliche fucking answer that like you have to give, like he's not going to pay us any blame, but dude, like they literally say this kid came in pissed this week, and I think against this kind of, I mean, like week 1 you kind of feel it out. It's the kid's first ever start. You know what I mean? I think he showed you that he can play. And the Jets are not nearly the same defense. I think you come out and I think you spread it out a little more. I think you let him work. And I think you beat up on the Jets' offense. I mean, Zach Wilson, yeah, what he did go was that running around, throwing the ball up in a coverage. A couple of guys came down with the catches. Unfortunately, that's something you probably don't want to do much of against Bill Belichick.
Yeah, no.
Tossing up and throwing in a coverage. Usually doesn't work against the Belichick defense.
In our fantasy football league, I definitely have Corey Davis, and I'm going to start him again because the only guy who
the Patriots secondary did not look that good last week. They need Stephon Gilmore back in that lineup.
Oh, they need him so bad. Oh boy.
I mean, I don't mean any disrespect to J.C. Jackson and Jalen Mills.
No.
That secondary sounds so much better when it's Stephon Gilmore, J.C. Jackson, Jalen Mills. All of a sudden, you do that, and you're like, oh, now that's something to fucking fear.
Yeah. Well, Jalen Mills got abused in Philly, so I mean, it's good to see him. Go to
Jalen Mills, to me, is not a guy who's supposed to be lining up man on man on the outside, and I don't think Bill Belichick brought him here to do that.
Yeah.
He brought him here to cover in the slot and fly around, hit people.
Yep, that's what he does.
But yeah, I think the Patriots win. I think the Patriots win that game. I think they cover the spread. They win by double digits.
For absolutely no
look at the
reason
Bills.
at all, I think the Jets are going to win.
Wow, Sheila with a hot take.
I think Sheila's reasoning for that is to troll me.
Yes.
No,
Possibly.
I pick it random.
See, and then Sheila, this is great because I gave you Fubo TV access, and the Patriots are on at 1:00. That's the game you're watching today.
That's the.
All right, next. Let's go.
So we got the Bills and the Dolphins. Buffalo did not look the same last week.
A lot of distractions on that sideline. Right now.
And I think they may not be the same team as last year. Again, it's week 1 though, and I don't think this is not the Buffalo Bills of old. I said this on ITL. Sean McDermott has built a new culture there, and I think they will play better this week. I don't think they're that same old Buffalo Bills team that would show up and underperform and then be like, oh yeah, we still suck.
Nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills. It's just the oldest expression of all time. And they will win this game today, and it'll be a big game for Josh Allen. It's going to be a huge game for Stephon Diggs, and even anti-vaxxer Cole Beasley might have a couple of decent catches today.
Hold up.
I was gonna make a joke there, but I'm not gonna. But yeah, I think the Bills will win. I think it will be a tight game. Well, relatively tight, but I think Buffalo will beat Miami, and everyone in the division that matters will be 1-1.
Yep.
So
I'm going to pick the Dolphins because they beat your precious Patriots last week. So.
Jeez Louise, Sheila with the hot takes.
Turn into a troll over here.
But I hope
She's a Dre Rogers 2.0.
I hope Josh Allen does well because he's my QB. But that's the only reason.
That's smart. I like that take.
That's fair. I kind of have to let Sheila troll me because I had like kind of a dickhead thought that went through my head earlier. I misread one of your texts.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. Should I tell Andrew that one?
Do you want to know?
Fill me in.
So I got my nose pierced yesterday, and it.
Ooh, Sheila.
Well, I know I'm such a rebel, but so I got my nose pierced yesterday, and I also went out to celebrate a friend's birthday at her house, and I woke up and I was like, "Hey, Steve, sorry I didn't respond to you last night. I was celebrating a friend's birthday. Oh, and my nose is fucking killing me." And he was like, "He's like, did you?"
I'm like, does that mean what I think it means?
And I responded, I was like, "My piercing hurt."
I'm like, oh yeah. Sorry.
We're back.
Yeah. I'm like, I thought you were doing some flow. I was wrong. Yep. Peru.
Well, I'm glad, Sheila, that you didn't. That's smart.
Said 74 before the rains.
Yeah.
Oh, no one's getting my references to 70 sitcoms.
So good.
So good.
Andrew got it. Andrew laughed.
So then we got the Rams and the Colts. Now the Colts, they did not look that. Their defense didn't look as good as I thought they would last week. They didn't look too great. I think they'll play better, but the Rams, dude, looked fucking good. They looked really good. I got a 4-point spread I'm looking at here. I got the Rams covering that. I think the Rams are going to be a fucking too.
I mean,
they're going to be a tough team to play this year.
I mean, I think realistically, we can expect to see a different Carson Wentz this week. I was really happy to see him. I think he played decently well for his return, all things considered, because, I mean, let's face it, he went from a disaster of an organization, a disaster situation, to being with an offense that knows how to run. Frank Reich's a smart guy. I mean, they get it down there. I was very happy to see him perform quite well. I think they need to get Pittman involved a little bit more in the offense, to be very sound with you. Their running game is obviously pretty damn good. It doesn't matter who you use, Taylor or Hines. It seems like they're a good tandem. That defense was sloppy, though, and I agree with you, because Indy's defense has been lights the fuck out for the last 2-3 years.
Yeah, so, I thought their defense, and especially it's week one, but like Seattle's offensive line is notoriously bad, and dude, Indy's front seven is like notoriously good.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be okay. I think I agree with you that right now I don't think they win this game. I think they probably lose by a touchdown or so, but that's my degenerate side that thinks it's going to happen. But, I mean, yeah, that defense looked a little shaky, so we'll see what they have this week.
So then we got what a fantastic game we got here. The Texans and the Browns. Now, did this number change? The Browns now favored by 13.5 points. We had 12. I had 12.5 the other day.
Oh my God. 13.5. I'm staying away from the fucking spread, but I'll probably take the Browns to win it.
Yeah, no, that's just I said this the other day. I don't play 12, 13 point spread.
I don't play double digit, man. Listen, there's a guy that we used to be friends with that taught me that, and it worked out well. So I will take his advice with that. Never bet on double digits because it's a trap. So that's all I'll say on that. But double digits, I stay away from.
Double digits, I don't trust garbage time. And it's like, how many times have we seen that a team fucking the game's over by the time the fucking the game's over after the fucking first drive of the third quarter, and then they fucking pull all the starters on defense and offense.
Garbage points.
Yeah, and then they end up not covering a 12-point spread because they won by 10.
Yep.
Like, and look, winning by 10 is still beating the shit out of a team in the NFL.
That's a big win.
Winning by 10 is still handedly winning.
It's a dominant win.
I think the Browns beat up. I think, look, the Texans played a little better than I thought they would last week. I know it was the Jaguars.
I mean,
the Browns took the lead. But
I'm really interested to see what the Tyrod Taylor response is. I mean, this could be like this could be a developing story. I mean, realistically, he won his first game with the Chargers, and then of course that whole lung thing happened, which was fucking banana land.
Well,
Herbert's
to be honest,
family paid off that doctor. I don't care what anybody said, but anyways, nonetheless, Tyrod Taylor looked good. Brandon Cooks looked unbelievable. So I mean, that's a combination to look out for. Their running back by committee might cause some people problems. I mean, Mark Ingram, Phil Lindsay, and David Johnson. I mean, I know they sound old as shit. And that's an old ass running back tandem, but hey, they're all veterans. They all get it. They all understand the game. I mean, Mark Ingram.
There's still a little bit of talent there, and
for sure, it's not like David Johnson, who was a 1,000 guy a couple of years ago, is washed up by any stretch of the imagination. He's just used as a different down back now. And I mean, I liked what I saw out of Tyrod. It looked smart. He didn't force things. If he does that again against this Browns defense, they're a little soft in coverage, I found last week. The only thing is that front seven that they have, or that defensive four, like Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney, that's scary off the edge. So if Tyrod can avoid those guys and get some decent protection, might not. They're probably not going to win this fucking game. Is not what I'm saying. I just think they're going to cover the spread for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. 13.5, fucking crazy to me. I wouldn't bet on that shit.
Banana.
Yeah,
land.
absolutely bananas. We are not sponsored by any banana companies yet.
Hey Dole, where you at?
Yep. I was just gonna say we should. Sheila, do you want to reach out to Dole for me tomorrow morning? Put that on the agenda. Thanks. Love having a good secretary. So we got the Raiders and the Steelers. Dude, the Steelers played like another typical weird Steelers game last week. Where like
they always do, man.
Dude, because they did nothing on offense. And I remember I was actually fucking trolling Luke a little bit during the game because I'm like, dude, the Steelers had like 57 yards of offense. And I'm like, hey, bud, like, I know Ben's been your quarterback for, like, your whole life, been through it, like, you might need to get ready for a change here. And then they just opened it up and he started slinging it down the field. And, I mean, yeah, they won that game. But I don't know. The Steelers still have some issues to me. The Raiders look good. I forget who I picked the other night.
I think I went with the Raiders, and the only reason
I believe
I think there's a few of us that went Raiders. It wasn't a ton of us, but general consensus speaking, I mean, at the end of the day, they couldn't get Najee Harris going. Yeah, I'm not a Steeler guy, but they couldn't get Najee Harris going. Everybody keeps saying this is going to be a big Juju game. Juju hasn't been relevant in 2 fucking years. So
yeah,
I think we can stop. Chase Claypool is the real deal on that offense for sure. But Juju is
Josh
like
Jacobs is out, right?
Well, yeah, and Josh Jacobs being out is whatever because we keep forgetting that Keon Drake had a bigger role in that second half than Josh Jacobs did because Josh Jacobs was beat the fuck up.
Yeah, and you know what? That pisses me off because Kenyon Drake never has good games when he's on my fantasy team.
No, but I mean, today he'll be used as a running back, but he's a catcher. He's a guy out of the backfield that can catch the ball. He's very good at it. He's got good hands. He almost could line up as a slot with his height. So I mean, I think he's going to have a big game. I think realistically, Carr and Waller looked a little off to start that first game, which is crazy to think because Waller still had 12 catches, 110 yards, and a touchdown. So I mean, if they get going, man, look the fuck out. Like this Raiders team is fun. Plus, you can throw in Mariota, who gets you a first down with a 40-yard run.
Mariota's out, I believe.
Is he out with illness?
I think he got hurt, and on that big run he had in the first quarter or something.
Don't throw a ball for a full year and then go and run your first down for 45 yards.
I think he pulled a muscle.
I think the Raiders
I got the Steelers. I think they'll just play a little better, and I think the Josh Jacobs loss is a big hurt. It's actually I got plus 200 for the Raiders right now. I'm seeing.
Yeah, I saw that this morning. I took it. So
yeah, if you got the Raiders, that's worth playing.
I played it.
I figured it did. You said you already saw it. I'm like, all right, well, Andrew. That means Andrew woke up and was like, money on that.
I woke up. I was like, Sunday bets.
And then he poured a cup of coffee.
I did. It's no. I will say this: it is no Dunkin' Donuts pumpkin spice latte shit. The iced coffee that I got out there, but I desperately miss it. So Sheila, if you could just like send me all of it, that would just be amazing.
Yeah, don't worry, Bob. When you come here next year, there's literally 7 or 8 Dunkin' Donuts just in my town.
There's a god.
There's Dunkin' Donuts everywhere.
It's so cruddy because like when we got back here, I was like, all right, well I'm gonna go have a Tim Hortons, and then I had it. I was like, why is this ass? And why do I miss Dunkin' Donuts just so goddamn much?
How full of himself does this guy need to be to fucking name the coffee after himself? Fuck him.
I told you guys, I was like, we're gonna get you addicted, and then you're gonna go home.
Yeah, got us hooked. Got a little bit in the old veins there, and then you guys were like, oh no, just kidding. You got to go now. See ya.
Go back to Canada.
Have
Dude,
fun
we
in
fucking-
this shithole.
We trip over donkeys here. I
Although
can
I did
like
see
You can't spit in Texas without hitting Dunkin' Donuts.
that and Whataburger. That's a
And
statement.
Whataburger.
That is a fucking statement.
I can't wait to get that again.
Oh, Whataburger. Mm.
Yeah.
Give me a patty melt. It's Sunday. Let's go.
So we're all fucking talking about food again, but then we got the Saints and the Panthers. Panthers looked all right last week. I like Sam Darnold there. I think Sam Darnold's going to be a lot better there than he was for the Jets, just because
Big time. Matt
anyone's better on any other team than they are for the Jets. Just like
Big time.
it's just logic. I love logic shit. The Saints looked pretty fucking good last week. Jameis Winston with the historic 148-yard 5-touchdown game for the year. I don't even know how you actually have 5 passing touchdowns and only 150 passing yards
on 14 completions.
Dude, that's like batshit crazy to me, dude. I don't understand it.
I was trying to figure out that stat line pretty much all fucking week, and I was like, so you're telling me on 11 passes, he just was like, whatever, and then 5 of them were touchdowns. I'm like, or 10, sorry, 9, fuck. Insane the odds that
Especially
would
because
ever
he
happen.
threw a long touchdown, too.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. The Saints are going to lose this fucking game.
I have the Saints winning.
I don't have the Saints winning.
I'm going safe.
Have you guys ever noticed anything about Jameis Winston's career? The guy will win big and then lose big. And the Panthers are at home. So
Yeah, and I also think, Rodgers was part of the reason the Saints won that game. Is because
football.
Yo, and so I saw this tweet. I forget who put it up, but it was like Aaron Rodgers. It was like the picture of him after the game in the press conference. Aaron Rodgers looks like Nicolas Cage playing Aaron Rodgers in a movie about Tom Brady.
What a banana land quote, but that is very true.
Dude, I'm like, oh my god, dude, and I'm like looking at the picture, and I'm like, I can see it.
There was one picture that I saw too. It was like, this man is 7 years older than the other, and it was Tom Brady comparing him to Aaron Rodgers.
Dude,
it's just
Rodgers should. If Rodgers is gonna play like he did last week, then he should go host Celebrity Jeopardy.
Yeah, honestly, man, I think he's so fucking checked out of football.
Again, it's week 1, dude. I know it's fucking week 1. Maybe
body language, man. Body
language says it all last week, and that motherfucker was checked out.
Like, there's a difference between why Tom Brady is who Tom Brady is, and there's a difference between Aaron Rodgers and why Aaron Rodgers is who he is. If you watch Tom Brady, a pissed off Tom Brady, if they're losing, isn't sitting on the sidelines with his arms like this with teammates. Like, that's just not who he is. He's on the ball. He's got fucking steel eyes. Like, I thought when Brady has these, he's got this goddamn look, and you're like, oh fuck, it's over for somebody now. Like, don't like that. And so
yeah,
when he does that shit, you're like, oh fuck. This isn't good. Aaron Rodgers on the sidelines, hanging out with Aaron Jones, who also did butt fuck all the last game. I'm like, yo, you two need
Just
to figure
chilling.
it out. If I'm Green Bay, and I get blown out again this week, I'm like, hey, Jordan Love, you're fucking in. Show me some heart. Show me some passion. So show me some Green Bay Packer football, because that fan base, as everybody knows, is a very passionate fan base. If you have guys who don't give a fuck about playing because their careers are like, I don't want to say Aaron Jones' career is likely over, but he might be done as a Packer. But at the same perspective, it's like Aaron Rodgers, man. This team has been through an emotional roller coaster with you because you couldn't make up your fucking mind about anything. And they stuck with you, which says a lot about an organization, you know? And they didn't give up on you because they wanted to retire.
and then you said you'd give them one more year.
And then you do nothing. I know it's week one, but you literally did nothing.
If this is how you're going to come out, man, if that's how you're going to play, then you're not even giving them one more year.
But and Devontae Adams too. This is my rant. I wanted to do this on ITL, but Devontae Adams also at the end of this year, or the start of this year, said that he wanted to be an Oakland Raider. What the fuck are we doing? Like that organization is complete chaos right now. They need to have a complete personnel meeting and be like, listen, if you don't want to be here, the retooling starts trade deadline. We are going to start fresh. We will trade you away if you do not want to be here. Because Devontae Adams said that he would already like to reunite with Derek Carr in Oakland, because that's who he played college ball with. And I'm like,
and John Gruden will hand you a boatload of picks.
And then when asked for an extension, Devontae Adams said no.
Yep.
Like, what are we doing in Green Bay? Like, I'm just so confused, and
I don't think you can say what are we doing like that. That's already a Julian Edelman segment. He might sue us.
They're going to have a very listen, Green Bay fans. I hope, for my perspectives, I'm wrong, but I'm telling you right now, you're going to have a chaotic season. And if you do not make the playoffs, do not be surprised.
Now, so since we're talking about Green Bay, that's Monday night against the Lions at Lambeau Field. What do you got? I really don't know, because I don't want to place money on the Lions.
No,
like that says maybe to cover a 12.5 point spread. I would probably put, that's only -110. So I might parlay that with something.
Why not?
I might ponder that a little bit. It's +460 that I'm going to win, but I can't bet on the Detroit Lions to win a game. On the road, especially.
Am I the only one who's optimistic about what I saw out of Detroit last week? I know it was a crazy comeback, and all things considered a fluke. I mean, but I really did enjoy seeing Jared Goff take control in the second half. The first half was dismal. It was very bad. But, I mean, I got to see Jared Goff come in, and I thought, hey, all right, now he's getting some rapport with Hawkinson, who's like Gronk 2.0. And then you've got DeAndre Swift in there. The injury to Williams was a big loss, because obviously they have no number one wide receiver except for him. And then when he got a concussion, I was like, ooh, that could be tough. But then they started using everybody and placing the ball around the field. And Goff doesn't have a bunch of talent on the wide receiver end, right? Like, this is a team that cut Rashad Perriman, who would have been their number one wide receiver. So, I mean, realistically, I'm looking at the team and I go, okay. And who's their head coach now? Dan Campbell, is it?
Fucking yes, Dan Campbell.
Fuck, is he awesome. I would run through walls for Dan Campbell.
I fucking can't stand the guy.
I think he's fucking awesome. He's just
dude. I think he's a Chicago fucking power tool.
I think he's hilarious. Anyways, nonetheless.
For the people who don't get that joke, Chicago is just the worst brand of power tools. They suck.
Yes. But I do think Green Bay should win this game. I'm not saying they're not. They should win. I don't think they cover the spread. They're going to win the game. Detroit's just, with Akuda going on defensively now for the rest of the year, that corner position's thin. I don't like the Lions at all. The Lions might win 6 games this year if they're lucky.
Yeah. But like I said, I wouldn't place any money on this game, because I'm also not ready to bet on the Packers, but I think the Packers will win that game.
Well, everybody said that the Saints were going to get blown out last week.
Yep. We got the Niners and the Eagles. I think me and you differed a little bit on this one. You had the Eagles winning this game, I believe. I have the Niners.
Yeah,
I know they almost choked that lead away, but I can't bet on Jalen Hurts to play that good against the Niners defense as opposed to Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, Atlanta's a joke, and I understand that. I mean, I'm just looking at what I saw out of the offense, and I think Devontae Smith gives a really big problem that the league isn't ready for yet. I mean, that guy's breakout speed is stupid quick. And the fact that they got Goddard and Hurts on the same team, I mean, that just really kind of got that they didn't really know who the number one tight end is. That was kind of 1A, 1B. And I know, again, I'm not saying that's a good thing. That's fucking awful. But, I mean, I did like what I saw to Jalen Hurts. His pocket presence seems a lot sharper than last year. Again, rookie year, only, coming into the it was 14 or whatever. But I like Jalen Hurts. I think he's going to be a stud in this league. I think Philadelphia should be happy that they have him. But I look at the other side of the ball in the 49ers, D is soft coverage. Soft fucking coverage. I mean, Mostert out for the year now, and that means Eric Mitchell, a rookie running back, is now their every down guy, which I don't like a lot. Jimmy G. I thought he played brilliantly last week. Not his fault that Deebo Samuel fucking got punched out on that third down play because Jimmy G had him. It was 3rd and 19. He hit him perfectly. And I was like, oh, well, that's the first time I said Jimmy G looked elite on that pass. I was like, that's an elite pass. And I would never, ever say that. And then Deebo fucks it up. And then the Lions almost could have won that game. So I was like, oh, boy. But again, I don't know who they use in their offense. Deebo was massive. Brandon Ayuk, do we know the injury status on this guy? Because what the fuck?
Let me pull up the Google machine.
Because he got me 0 points because he played 0 fucking snaps after being announced as the wide receiver 1 last week, which I'm sure caused tons of people headaches.
Yeah, I don't see anything saying he's injured.
Fuck. If he doesn't play this game, I'm going to be fucking devastated. But nonetheless, if Ayuk plays, San Fran likely wins this game. But if he no-shows again and doesn't play, I do like the Eagles' offense. I really do.
I got the 49ers winning it. But I will say that about the Eagles. I did like how the flow, the rhythm of the offense last week under Jalen Hurts, and like you said, it looked sharp. They looked like they all knew what they did look in sync with each other. Everyone on the offense.
It's not a Doug Peterson team.
Yeah, and that's a big thing for a young quarterback to have in week 1 of a season, because this is really his first starting season because he didn't start the whole year last year.
For sure.
So that's very good. That's a very good look for Jalen Hurts early on the season.
What do you think, Sheila?
Oh man, yeah. What do you got, Sheila?
I'm writing everything down. I picked the 49ers only because I'm comparing how they did during week 1. Also, I was going to question, how do you only get 3 points? Like, how does that... So
let me tell you how you only get 3 points.
The Packers only... That's not even a touchdown.
No, it's just a field goal.
Let me
fucking hate field goals.
Sheila, if you want to know how a team can only get 3 points per game, please watch the highlight footage of the Cleveland Browns from 2000 to 2007. That'll prove everything to you that you need to know about 3-point games.
We'll exclude like the couple of years that like Peyton Hillis had like that one breakout
and Josh
year.
Gordon.
Yeah, and the Josh Gordon. We'll exclude those years. We'll show you what years to watch.
Still fucking lost.
Google Tim Couch.
Brandon Whedon.
Well, for the 49ers and Eagles, I picked the 49ers.
Smart call.
How they did last week again.
Dude, the Browns really drafted a 28-year-old fucking quarterback fucking coming out of college.
Who played fucking baseball.
Dude, what did they think this was like necessary roughness and they were getting fucking Paul Blake? Like, the fuck?
Oh my God.
Oh man. Oh God.
All right, next game. Let's go.
All right. Game of the week. Denver Broncos, Jacksonville Jaguars.
Denver.
Yeah. I'm just going with Denver because
Teddy.
I don't really have. I don't have much analysis to give on it, but I'm going to bet on Denver's defense and I guess Teddy ball game. Bengals, Bears.
Bengals.
I'm going to take the Bengals. 1.5 point spread. I think they'll probably cover that actually.
They'll cover it.
Yeah, because I don't. Games are not often decided by 1 point.
Yeah.
That's. Then we got the Falcons and the Buccaneers. We already know how you're going.
Yep.
I'm gonna take the Bucks.
The Buccaneers are going to win this game. Again, 12.5 point spread.
Cover it.
Again, I don't touch double digits, but
I'm touching this one.
They'll likely cover that. I actually might.
I'm covering it. Yeah.
I'm
touching it.
The Vikings and the Cardinals, dude. I got the Cardinals winning this. They looked fucking good. The Titans looked awful. The Titans looked bad, but the Cardinals looked really good. Kyler Murray makes some fucking. The way that this dude like fucking runs around and then like spins and repositions himself and throws is unbelievable to me.
It's a fucking cartoon character, man. I don't get it. Like he's an actual Madden cheat code. Like,
dude, because my favorite thing about it is that, like, he does throw on the run, but you notice how he creates separation to plant his feet, and then throw. Like instead of it's really smart of him, and it's a lot of those guys don't do that.
He's a Cliff Kingsbury kind of guy, man. I mean, he got his coach, and they're crushing it out there. And I mean, realistically, DeAndre Hopkins looked like a guy who couldn't be stopped again last week. And I'm just like, oh shit, this is a scary offense. If you can get everybody rolling here, Christian Kirk had 2 touchdowns. I mean, if you're on the waiver wire and you see Christian Kirk available right now, go pick him up.
And I mean, and let's not forget, man. I mean, Chandler Jones with fucking 5 sacks.
Oh, Taylor Lewan was awful.
Which I love. Taylor Lewan came out and owned it.
He owned it,
on
man.
social media. He owned the fuck out of that. Respect.
Let's not forget that last year in Week 3, Taylor Lewan went out with a ACL injury.
Yep.
Massive injury. So I mean, that's a hard thing to come back from when you're on the O-line as well. So the fact that he did get abused by Chandler Jones makes a lot of sense to me. But that's a very good learning curve for Taylor Lewan.
Yep. And I mean, I got to give a little. J.J. Watt didn't do all that much, but he ate up some coverage. He made some very nice plays in the backfield.
Dude, the goal line stance he made on Derrick Henry going to the end zone, the swivel.
Oh, God. No. Thank you. Pollen. Now, J.J. Watt, dude, he's not the J.J. Watt of old. But that was a fucking 3-time defensive player of the year. That was a
God damn, man.
He doesn't need to be J.J. Watt of old to be effective.
Swim
on the other side of. If he's playing at the level that he played last week, then him and Chandler Jones are going to be a fucking problem.
I thought Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney might be the scariest combo. Look out.
Clowney's fucking a little overrated to me. I could go on about that.
For sure.
We got the Dallas Cowboys and the Chargers. Andrew, I know who you're picking.
I did take the Chargers. I did take the Chargers on ITL. Listen. It's no surprise that our defensive coverage is awful. And what does Justin Herbert like to do? Throw the ball. So, I mean, as just a realistic football guy, I mean, the Chargers should win this game. A heart pick, I'm obviously going to take Dallas. A heart pick, I'm going to take Dallas. Dallas is a $200 or plus 200 underdog in this game, which I just want to throw out one stat line as a Cowboy fan, and I could not believe this is a thing. So we always talk about Patrick Mahomes being the gunslinger, Aaron Rodgers. Did you know that Dak Prescott has 8 400-yard passing games in his career, and he's only been in the league for 4 years?
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
That's banana land. And the only other guy that comes close to it is Patrick Mahomes. He's got 2.
Dude, you know what? Hate saying it. If it's only the two of them, that just shows you how much this game has fucking changed, man.
Big time.
This game has changed. I was trying to explain this to Shield the other day. It's almost a different game than I was watching a few years ago. But I got the Cowboys winning this game.
Yep.
Because Dak Prescott looks phenomenal. If you're seeing plus 200, that's one of the games I'll be texting you about in fucking 5 minutes.
Yep.
Titans, Seahawks, dude. Seahawks all the way. Titans look like fucking shit. Titans look awful. Yep, and I mean, well, this is classic Seattle. I'm not saying that it's going to happen again, but Russell Wilson always lights you up the first 5 weeks.
Yep, you're getting fucked over the first 5 weeks.
Yep, and then they kind of fall off a little bit.
Yep, because everybody gets hurt.
Yep, but yeah, exactly. But Russell Wilson lights everyone up the first 5 weeks of the season, and they think he's going to win MVP for the first time.
And then he doesn't. All you DK Metcalf owners, get ready for a big day.
Oh yeah, big day from DK Metcalf. Chiefs, Ravens, 4-point spread. Chiefs. That Chiefs for fucking. That's going to be a good team. And I think the Chiefs are a little mad that they came out fucking that slow last week.
Who did the Ravens just lose for the year again? They lost somebody yesterday for the year. ACL injury again.
Oh, jeez, I didn't even see that.
I gotta go check it out. I was reading it again, and another guy out with an ACL. I don't know what the fuck goes on over there, but they got to figure that out.
Yeah, you might need a new medical staff or something, dude. I don't know. You shouldn't have that many torn. You shouldn't have that many torn ACLs.
Something's fucky.
But yeah, something's a little fucky over there. But the Chiefs are winning this game. The Chiefs are going to be fucking nasty. The Ravens, I can't trust you after you just
can't trust.
Yep. Packers Lions, we already talked about. Then we got. Oh no, that's next week. Panthers and Texans next week.
Yep.
That's all we got. But it is prop season. You got any props, Andrew?
Yeah, I saw somewhere. I just was looking at it. Oh yeah. Chandler Jones, 2.5 sacks. I'm gonna hit the under in this game. I think he's playing a better team this week. I think he probably gets 1.5. Listen, he got 5 last week, which is fucking crazy, and I get it. But again, against a guy who just came off an ACL surgery. So props to him for taking advantage of that. Obviously, the speed was going to be in Chandler Jones' favor. And, yeah, I think I like the 2.5. I'm going to go under on that. People are going to be like, you're crazy. I just think he doesn't have as big of a game.
So, I'm going to go with – I got Damian Harris plus 105 to score a touchdown at any time in the game today. Love the shit out of that.
Hit that.
Yeah. Nothing else I'm really... No, nothing really. Oh, you know what? I might play that. Jalen Hurts over 1.5 touchdown passes against the Niners.
He threw for 3 last week, so yeah.
Threw for 3 last. I think I might play that. That's for plus 105. I like plus money.
Means more money for me.
Yep. This is. I think that's all we got for you today. Unless Sheila's got some valuable information or props.
Do I need to change my team at all?
You're good.
Oh, yeah. Let's look at Sheila's team.
I haven't tested it all, but I think
Sheila, your team's a fucking unit. I don't think.
Yeah, your team's pretty good.
You know, okay.
Josh Allen, Jonathan.
I was out last night. I was showing some of the people because they started talking about fantasy stuff, and I was like, I'm in the lead, and I showed them, and they were like, that's actually a really good team. And I
your
was
team's
like,
a fucking unit.
Yeah, your team is stacked. Yes,
Don't just hyping me up.
Don't touch your starting lineup unless we tell you to.
At all, please.
Yeah.
I'm going up against Blizzy. I'm scared.
Please beat the Kentucky out of the boy.
No, I'm not favorite to win, but it's okay.
You will likely win.
Yeah, you might win that. I gotta look at his team, but yeah, your offense is fucking stacked.
I got rookies. That's all I got.
And you know what, dude? I'm sorry. He's gonna Ezekiel Elliott, and I do not trust Ezekiel Elliott because the Cowboys don't look like they want to run the ball.
Nope. 400 yards passing 8 games means no Zeke.
Yeah, that's what that tells you, actually.
Yep.
But yeah, that's all we got for you today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. This is another episode of Blue Collar Game Day. Andrew, thanks for coming out.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Sheila, thank you for coming out. I do have to. I forgot to throw this in.
Oh.
This episode has been brought to you by Glitch Energy. Use promo code BCMG to get 15% off your first order of more. And don't worry, folks. It's not just energy drinks. They got energy supplements, everything over there. It's actually pretty fucking awesome.
It's very cool.
They got a wide variety of stuff over there. It's worth checking out. But thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week.